All right, I'll try and do you proud without being exaggerations, just because it's an honor to be given this chance. It was a natural evolution that as young people, we would be cadets and we would be trained. It didn't seem to be something we had to think twice about. Accordingly, when war came along, I joined up as an officer cadet and was trained through Huntington, Camp Borden, and Gordon Head on Vancouver Island in British Columbia to become a junior officer. We were then posted back to Camp Borden to get ready to go overseas. There were 15,000 of us, 21 in a stateroom on slings for bedding on a 4.5-day crossing, zigzagging at high speed through the North Atlantic, unescorted. Our speed was our best defense, apparently. It seemed like we had not been in this routine ever in our life before. It was all new to us, but we were collectively working together and we could feel the unity of purpose. We got ready finally for a very major night attack called Totalize. So on August the 8th, we lined up one night and off to Rocancourt we went under the cover of darkness. The thrust at night had succeeded in obtaining the objective without major casualties, although we had taken some casualties because the tanks were escorting the infantry that were being carried in armored vehicles called kangaroos. I pulled out of the line we were in order to protect the 4th Division, who were coming up on foot as the second wave, and took a position between them and the Germans that were in an orchard in front of our position and kept their heads down by firing all our machine guns at them. I kept my tank moving so that I wouldn't be an easy target, but I was a target, and I was finally hit in the right shoulder. And one shot entered the right arm and traveled up to the top of the bone, which couldn't be taken out, even though the surgeons tried twice at Bayeux in a hospital that I attended, before 10 or 15 days later going back to the unit to finish off the clearance of France and get into Belgium. So we felt we would be in for a major battle when we were to go forward the night of February the 26th. It was called Closing the Hockwell Gap. Promptly at 11 o'clock again, we started off, and the first thing we did was our lead tanks hit mines. In order to not stop the momentum, I gave commands to circumvent the mines by deviating from the planned course to a certain extent, and all our tanks by 5 o'clock were on target again, and we succeeded in routing the enemy from that area. It was hard to realize that you don't have a lot of choice in these things. You have to get the job done. I got back to a hospital in England for the next 4.5 months in order to recover from broken bones, smashed back, and shots penetrating through my body. But consequently, it was a surprise that I was next ordered to appear at Buckingham Palace in recognition of the squadron's effort. I was presented with the Military Cross by King George V. Everybody, as a matter of record, did all they could to sustain the commands to go forward and take care of the enemy and defeat his evil desires. And once again, it was not just the military, it was the civilian population and everybody else that was attuned to the one fact of winning the war. It was a united effort that you just had to see to believe that everybody was doing their utmost in order to give the peace that this civilization deserved to the following generations, and I hope they enjoy it. And I hope that none of us ever forget to salute the 118,000 Canadians that lost their lives in the two great wars in order to give the following generations the peace that they so richly deserve. I think that that is anything we all want to remember first in our lives, is to be grateful for the sacrifices that were made for our betterment. Thank you.